What's up? What's going on with everybody today? Just bored sitting here making this here video. Oh man. Alright. So how's everybody doing today? I'm just chilling, snowed in again. It's fucking never ending snowing here. It's been snowing all night. All day. But yeah. I just wanted to see what's going on with everybody. I want to try to keep making more consistent videos, Something that I could do that's positive, Get me out of trouble. Out of the bullshit. But yeah. I just was on here to just talk shit. Anybody on here wants to send me some shit to talk about, I'm always good with that. Shouting people out, saying what's up. Trying to get this shit going. I was supposed to have something lined up this week with getting an interview with somebody that's a big channel, so should be cool. It should be coming up. But besides that, I was just thinking maybe I should start my story from the beginning, like go back, start it from the beginning and tell it all in one consistent way, because I have it all fucked up right now. I started from Rikers Island and this, which is way down the line from when I started getting in trouble, I mean 10, 11 years later, and so how my story starts really is 2006, I think it was. I get in a car accident. I break my hip, my back. I got a compound fracture in my hip. It came out of my leg and stuff, and it was fucking terrible. And then I had some fractures in my back and my neck, and it was a bad car accident. So, and this is 2006 in South Florida. I go to PGA Medical Center is where I had the surgery done at. It's in Palm Beach Gardens, and they prescribed me Percocets, and this starts the whole thing. I get on the fucking pills. Next thing doctor shopping every day. How a good Florida man does it, hitting them doctors, getting them oxys, getting them Roxys, getting them Xanax. And so that leads to that bullshit, because before that I've been to jail several times, and I've gone to 2 programs, been to so I've been through the shit, but I've been going to jail for stupid shit, you know what I mean, like burglaries, robbery, a fucking stolen gun in a stolen car, some stupid shit, it was really stupid the reason I got arrested, and they made it out to be a lot worse than what I actually did, and so, but my real criminal career started with the pills, where I became a real scumbag and was really doing shit that was fucked up, you know what I mean? And so I have no body at the end when I'm in Florida. No one wants to be around me. I'm homeless. If you come around me, I'm either begging you for money or robbing you or asking you to take me to a doctor and then stealing the pills and not giving you any, I had just become a real bad person to be around, a real negative motherfucker. And so my dad is a dope fiend, coke addict. He's not he's more the type of dude, could snort coke all night, drink beer all night, drink liquor all night, and then wake up at 4 a.m. and go to work. He's a Union Iron worker, so he had, always kept his shit right, though. He always stayed and did the right thing. I can't do that. Once I'm in, I'm fucked. You know what I mean? I'm not going to work. I'm not doing anything. And, he was always there for me, though. He wouldn't give me money or shit like that, but he'd be there if, something bad happened. I go to jail, he'd be there for me. He'd put, $20 on my books so I wouldn't starve to death. And, he'd pick me up when I got out of jail and take me where I needed to go and stuff. He was there for me, but, I would hide in his backseat of his car. So when he would go to work, I'd pop out of the backseat and be like, "You gotta take me to Broward. I gotta, and he would fucking do it. You know what I mean? Like, I go cop dope, and that's how bad it was. I had nowhere to go, so I go all the way to my dad's house in Jupiter and fucking hide in his backseat. So when he'd go to work, I'd be there waiting on his ass because his work was on the way to where I'd get dope, and he'd bring me there, drop me off, and then come back and get me when he got off work. And the cycle would repeat. I'd sleep in his car. You know what I mean? He'd come out, and his girlfriend couldn't know I was there. She hated me for a good reason because I was a piece of shit, and no one wants you around when you're a fucking scumbag. And so this cycle goes on, and my dad finally is like, "You gotta go somewhere and do something." So I go to this place, Carp. It's on 45th Street, directly across the street from the Juvenile Justice Center or whatever, Juvenile Detention Center. Yeah, there we go. DJJ, Department of Juvenile Justice, greatest place ever. And there's like a Jack Center there too in that area. I forget exactly where it is, but it's in that area, like the Jack Juvenile Assessment Center, where you go there when you get arrested. Then they either let you go or they send you to the 45th Street, And so I go there, and there's this program, CARP, and it's like for bums, like people ain't got nowhere to go and they're trying to get clean. And this rehab doesn't give you anything at this time. Like if you're kicking, they give you like clonidine to drop your blood pressure so you don't fucking die. That's about it. They're not giving you like methadone or fucking Suboxone or anything. So it was a fucking nightmare. And so I keep going to this place. Like I keep getting thrown out, running away, meeting people there, going to do shit with them, leaving. So I went there so many times. The last time I went back, they're like, "Listen, we're not going to let you in unless you commit to going to a program out of the state." So I'm desperate at this time. I've been on a run for like 4 days, haven't slept, haven't really eaten. I really just robbed someone that's probably going to fucking kill me. You know what I mean? If they find me, I'm fucking done, So I was like, all right, I'll do it. And what they picked is New York. My dad buys me a plane ticket to New York, one-way plane ticket. And program was in upstate New York in Yonkers. Yeah. And I go there, and they told me it was like a drug program. So I was thinking, drug program is like, you would think like a hospital kind of setting or like a, NAAA type shit. This was a fucking like cult type religious program. You know what I mean? It was unfucking real. As soon as I got there, I was like, I cannot go along with this shit. Like this is too much. You know what I mean? And I stayed there for I think a week or something. And you have to they were refurnishing like what is it called? Furniture and shit in the basement. They were like sanding it, repainting it, tarnishing it, varnishing it, whatever the fuck it's called. You know what I mean? And one day I just was talking to one dude that was there that was actually from New York. He was the only person I ever came across there that was actually from New York. Everyone else in that program was from Florida, from South Florida too. So they didn't know anybody there. They didn't know anything about New York. This dude is staying there for one day while he gets to another program. So he had nowhere to stay. So they just said you could stay here the night or whatever. And he's telling me about New York, like how he's going to go to HRA the next day, get his food stamps the same day, get his cash assistance the same day, and then go to a methadone program the next day. And then you could do all three in one day. I was like, what? He's like, it's all free. Because in Florida, it's not like that. Nobody takes Medicaid. The program, you got to pay every day. The methadone program, you got to pay money every day, like $27. And it's hard when you're a dope fiend to take $27 and put it towards getting on a program, and you need like $210 to do the physical and all the medical shit to get on too. So it's like you need $250 to get on plus the 27 every day after that. So it's very hard to achieve for someone that has nothing, So I'm hearing all this and I'm like, oh my God, that sounds so good. Like, what the fuck? I'm sick. Like, I'm still going through it. I've only been there like a week, maybe 2 weeks, So I'm about to run away from this place, and I get out of there and I go to the bus and I figure out how to get to 125th Street. And after I get to 125th Street, I go to a place called the Lee Building. It's on 125th Street in Manhattan, in Harlem. And I go there, and everything this man said was true. I get on the program same day. I went to HRA the next day actually, and got all my paperwork done and shit, so I could bring that back to the program and take care of all that. So I ended up at 125th Street, and it's like the land of gold, man. There's so much going on there, and so one of the first things I do is resort back to doctor shopping. You know what I mean? And I get pills, do the whole thing, do the run, and no one wants pills in New York. Like you couldn't sell an 80 for $10 in New York at this time, and Florida you could sell it for God knows how much, like $1 a milligram. But so I get to 100 and they're closed.
I only saw one of them. I didn't see that. Where's the other one?
I don't know. I'm on live right now. Yeah, but so I get done with the doctor shopping and running around, and I'm going to my program. It's like 8:30 in the morning. They open at 8. This program for like non-workers. They open at 6 for workers. Open at 8 for non-workers. And I go, and there's this dude outside crying, saying he's sick. No one will serve him because he's white. And I can, relate to this. I had gone through that problem when I first got to New York, and so I understood. And he has he said he's from Ireland and he's here working at Yankee Stadium, which is all things that are true. All this was happening. It's a true fact that this was going on. So his story was easy to believe. This dude was physically like crying and sneezing the whole 9 yards, like put on a good show. So I told him, I said, when I come back out, I'll give you something. I'll get it to you. I'll look out, because I had these pills. I had 180 Oxy 80s, 90 Roxy 30s, and like 60 sticks. So I didn't give a fuck. You know what I mean? Like I didn't know anybody here really. I've only met a few people at this point. So I was like, I'll fucking give the guy a few pills and some methadone. He'll be straight. So, well, like I get back out of the program. I'm like, yo, let's walk with me. I'll take you over here and I'll look out for you. He's like, all right, cool. So we walk to Marcus Garvey Park, Mount Morris Park, whatever you want to call it, by North General Hospital in Harlem. We're walking in the park, and I tell the guy, all right, I'm going to give you methadone. And he's trying to say, here, I'm going to give you money for it. I'm like, no, I don't want money for it, bro. I'm just going to look out for you. Oh, okay, cool, man. Thank you. So pull out a bottle of methadone, and I say, here, drink it. I need the bottle back. Because you got to return the bottle, All right. Okay, cool. Thank you. He pulls a fucking bag out, tries to dump it in the bag. I was like, as soon as he did that, like my heart stopped. I was like, oh my God, this dude's a fucking cop or a narc or whatever you want to call it. Because in Florida, they don't do this. In Florida, they'll sell you drugs and then arrest you with them. But in Florida, they don't entrap you like that. Like they won't come up to you and solicit you and then fuck you over for it, because that's illegal. It's that's with entrapment, because if you're not out, I wasn't out there standing there going, yo, dope, you need dope, what's up? I didn't do any of that shit. So what he did was illegal. Like he came and cried and begged and did all this to me. I wasn't trying to sell drugs. I was trying to get high. You know what I mean? So I wasn't, at worst they could have hit me with like, some bullshit charge for like giving it to him. You know what I mean? Like if they were being honest, but no. Pours methadone in the bag. And I'm like, oh man. So I'm like, yo, let me see that. I'm gonna give you some more. Let me put some more in the bag. He said, okay, cool. Hands me the bag. I drink the methadone out of the bag. I throw it on the ground. I start walking away. I said, leave me alone, bro. Don't talk to me, man. And he's like, oh no, bro. Thanks for trying to look out, bro. Please, here. And he puts $20, tries to hand it to me. I'm like, don't want the shit. He just walks up to me and puts it on me, like right here on my chest, and it just falls down and blows away. And I just keep walking to the other side of the park, and the blue van pulls up and they jump out on me and direct sale to a police officer. Nightmare begins in New York. And all this happened because I was trying to fucking help somebody. and it helped to save my life pretty much because every time I went to jail, I was probably going to die or get killed for robbing or doing something terrible to somebody. So, or to myself, or to my whatever family I have at this point, because I got a brother, but we don't talk that much, but I still care about him. But my dad and I have a relationship now, but not then at this time. But yeah, so that's the first experience I had in New York. So I guess I'll end it here. Bye. Sorry about that.